doctors today.
Have you? What did he say?
He says don't eat anything fatty.
You mean like chips, pies,
No,
burgers?
no. He said don't eat anything fatty.
All right. Hello and welcome to our channel Between the Lakes with Mike and Yvonne.
For those of you who have not seen us before, we have a holiday home in Torrevieja, Costa Blanca, Spain, and spend as much time as we can there. And as I said before in the previous episode, at the moment we can only spend 90 days in a rolling 180-day window.
We'll explain how this works later.
As you will all know, this happened because of our exit from the European Union at the end of 2020, when we became what's known in Europe as a third country.
Before that, we had free movement of people between EU member states within the Schengen area, so we could enter and leave without any time restrictions.
Schengen is a small town in Luxembourg where an agreement was signed in 1985. The original agreement involved 5 countries: France, Germany, Belgium, Luxembourg and the Netherlands.
Over the years, more countries joined to abolish their internal borders to make what is today the largest visa-free area in the world. At the moment, there are 27 member states.
As we have left the EU, we cannot expect to get the same rights as EU member states, but it would be in both parties' interest for the UK to mutually agree a deal with Spain via a bilateral reciprocal agreement to give us the same as we have always given them and still do, which is 6 months in a 12-month period.
There are many groups campaigning for this, and if you would like to get involved, we'll put a link to a very effective Facebook group called 180 Days in Spain in the description below.
The difference between the 90 in 180 days and the 180 in 360 days is a continuous length of time that can be spent there in one trip.
It's the same amount of time, 180 days in the year, but not split into 2 chunks. The difference is you can go for 180 days in one stretch and not just 90, then have to come back again for 90 before you can go again.
It can also be quite difficult to work out shorter, multiple trips without going over the permitted allowance of 90 days. For those of you that drive down to Spain from the UK, you have to be aware that the 90-day clock starts ticking as soon as you cross the border into France or any other Schengen area country. So allow enough time and plan for the return journey to make sure you don't get caught out.
Overstaying could result in a fine and a ban from the Schengen area for a period of time. This could also affect an application for residency in the future, so plan carefully.
It won't make much difference to most working family holidaymakers, as they only come for the usual typical 2-week holiday.
The people most affected are the holiday homeowners and the retired people who like to get away for long periods, away from the cold winter months in the UK.
Most of these people contribute to the Spanish economy by paying their Spanish taxes and supporting the economy, local shops, businesses and restaurants, etc.
So it only seems fair that they should be able to access their own property when they like.
There are, of course, the residential visas which can be applied for, like the non-lucrative visa and the golden visa.
These are for people who want to call Spain their home permanently. This does mean you have to spend at least 183 days in Spain each year, but more about this in another episode.
So, 2 questions. How do we plan our time away?
And would we have bought in 2017 if we had known about the 90 days restrictions for travel?
Have to wait and see.
Would we?
Would we? Could we? There's a song there somewhere. If we want to spend 6 months in Spain and take advantage of the full 90 days in a rolling 180, it has to be planned quite carefully, as things to consider are not only the days themselves, but the flight times to the airport and the availability of buses to your destination, etc.
The cheapest flights usually have a late arrival time at the airport, and the last bus for us to Torrevieja is at 10 p.m, so a more expensive flight might save us more than €50 that a taxi would cost.
But if we're hiring a car, it won't make any difference. The 180-day period keeps rolling. Therefore, any time you wish to enter the Schengen area, you just have to count backwards the last 180 days and see if you've been present in the area for more than 90 days throughout that period.
The easiest way is to use a Schengen Calculator. You can put as many trips in as you like and it will show you when you exceed the 90 days. We'll put a link in the description below.
Okay, here we are at the Schengen Calculator on the Schengen Visa info website, which is excellent, well worth a few minutes to have a look around. But we're going to put in a few dates, so let's do 3 trips, and we'll do 3 trips of 180 days in total over the 12 months. That's like taking advantage of our full allowance, but in 3 trips. We'll do a 60, a 90 and a 30. So let's show you how to do it there. You just put your date in there. We're going to go on the 1st of Feb until the 1st of May, which will give us 90 days. So that's a 90-day trip, and it tells us there that we've stayed for 90 days in the Schengen area and we've got no days left. The last day to stay is the 1st of May. So let's do another one. We're going to scroll up a little bit so we can see the yellow box to add. So let's go in August for 30 days. So the 1st of August, and then we're going to come back on the 30th of August, which gives us 30 days. So that's 120 days we've had in this period, but we've left a gap of 90 days before we've come back because we've been for 90 days. So the 3rd trip, let's look at going back for Christmas. Let's go on November the 5th, and let's come back on January the 3rd, and that gives us 60 days. So everything's fine. It's telling us that it's in green. If it's in green, it means it's okay. In the 12 months period there, we've stayed for 90 days from February to May. We've stayed 30 days from August to the end of August, and we've stayed 60 days from the 5th of November to the 3rd of January. So there's an example of 3 trips in 12 months, totaling 180 days in total, a 90, a 30 and a 60. You can take full advantage of your allowed time in the Schengen area.
The answer is yes. We would have still bought, as we've always been happy to split the time equally between Spain and the UK, despite this extra restriction.
But maybe in a few years' time we will retire there. Who knows?
Never say never.
Never say never.
So, thanks for watching. We hope this information has been useful to you. If so, give us a like, a share, check out the links in the description below, and thank you for your fantastic support.
On that note, it's time to wrap the video up. So, it's a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, it's a thumbs down if you haven't enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. 3,
2,
1,
Bing! Adios!